Hey guys, hi, this is the Creative Chica coming to you with another little video of these flowers that I'm making, and I wanted to show you what they look like. So these are the flowers that I made, if you can see them. And they are all made from these petals, these type of petals here. And so I thought I would make one for you. Here's one that I just did. And I thought I would make one for you, and if you guys are interested on how to make these. So my inspiration was one of these little flowers that I got from Joann's Recollections. I think this is the original one here. And I just took it apart to find out how many pieces there are. So I'm going to show you real quick. I started one here, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this real quick. So you need 4 petals. You're going to need 4 petals for one flower, and you're going to need like a star for the back. So I'll show you real quick on how to do this. And so what you want to do is you want to take the petals, because they won't be cut yet, so you want to take them and you're going to want to snip them. Here, let me do it this way. There we go. You can see that. You're going to want to snip in between each petal, right to about the center here. And then, so you'll do that with each of the 4 petals. And the first petal, what you're going to want to do is, I use these jewelry, I guess, I don't know what you call them, not snips, but the jewelry tool with the circle type thing on it. So you're going to want to go like that. All you want to do really is make it like a half a circle, and then do the other one too, like a half a circle. Okay, so then what you want to do with those 2, oh, and before you do that too, you're going to need some little pad like this, and I'm going to show you guys. I got this tool. This is from Chatterbox. It's an old tool. See that? That's for rubbing the ends. So you want to take it and just rub here on the petals, just like that. Okay, that'll make the petals stand up a little bit. So the glue that I'm using is this one, the Art Glitter Glue. I really like this one. It works good. The only thing is it's a little thin, so you're going to need to let it stand for a minute, but it does work really well. So what you want to do is take a little bit, let's see. Okay, so if you can see what I'm doing here, like so. Okay, so you want to put it on the inside there, and you want to put it on the inside there, and just kind of hold it. That's going to be the middle rose petal, and you just want to hold that like that. Okay, so it doesn't take too long because it's a really good glue that dries pretty quickly. So you want to hold that down, and then these other petals will just go around it. So just kind of form them. Just kind of form them around like that. If you can do that. Okay, so then, sorry about my fingers being in the way, but you got to press down the top also, so it all gets formed. And just kind of squish it with your fingers until you get a petal that looks like that. Okay. So then you want to just put a little bit of glue on them like that. And this is really the hardest part, is making the center one. The other ones are a lot easier to do. So you just want to get that. And then what I got is this little miniature clothespin. And all I do is like just stick it in there, let it sit there for a minute while I work on the other ones. So what you want to do with the rest of these is, now you got 3 more, right? And I've already snipped into these. So what you want to do is you take your tool, anything with a round end on it. You could probably even use a like the end of a of a brush. See the end of this brush here? You could probably use the end of that, and as long as it doesn't give off any color, you could use that, okay, to do the petal. But I have this, so this has a small end and a large end. So I'm going to just take the small end, or the large end rather, and just do that with the petals. Just go around in a circle like that, and then go into the center of it and just run it like that, and it forms like a little cup. See how that cupped up? Okay, so that's that one. And then I'm going to do the next one. And this is pretty easy once you get this part done. It'll go really quick. So I've made quite a few, as you can tell. I haven't used any with pattern paper yet, but I'm learning that the best paper, like this that I'm working on right now, this is parchment. This was like a thin Recollections cardstock, which turns out nice, but it's a little harder to work with. And then this one is good, but I tried to ink it up and it was okay, but it wasn't like the best. So it was okay. Anyway, so you got those three done, and while the other one was drying, and then what I do is I take a little bit of the art glue and I will push down some right in the center, not too much, just a little bit. And then I take some tweezers. Just take some tweezers, and you want to offset these a little bit. So if you can see that, I'm going to offset it just a little bit so the petals are opposite of each other. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. I'll pick this up. Do you see how they're like opposite of each other? Okay, and that's what they should all be, opposite of each other. But you don't want to put too much glue. You just want to put just a little bit in the center. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for a second. This one is pretty sure it's ready. Yeah, it's pretty dry already. So then what I do with these is I take my scissors and I just snip off the very, maybe an eighth of the bottom. Okay, so it's just a little shorter. And what I do is I take it and I'll put some glue in the center of the flower like that. And I will just set it in there. It's going to take a little patience. What I would suggest you do is do a bunch of these first. Just let them sit. And then as your first one is drying, then what you'll want to do is go ahead and continue. So as you can see, I started one here. And this one dried. I did this one yesterday. So that one's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this one sit, and then we'll get to the point of how you form up the flowers and do the star. Okay, so there you go again. And then I take my tweezers and offset this one too. So I'll offset it, and I'm super careful because everything's still wet and movable. So I just kind of let it sit. I push it up just a little so they don't dry flat. So you can see that now. It's still wet. Okay, still wet, and it's going to sit. So now I have one that is ready to be formed. Okay, this was done yesterday. Okay, so what you want to do is you just kind of want to work with it and squeeze it towards the center. Just squeeze the petals. Don't worry about any of the petals. Just squeeze them, just like that, to get a nice tight form on it as much as you can. So the bottom will be getting squeezed, as you can see. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's going to actually look pretty good. Okay, so squeeze it. And then you're going to get this like a little crazy misshapen flower, but actually that makes it really nice because you're going to use your tool and we're going to pull the petals back like this one. See the petals, how I pulled them out? That's what it's going to look like. So let's do that. So now you're going to start from the outside petals, which will be here. You can see them pretty easily. And then I just fold them, hold it for a second, and pull it. And you can go back and do it again if you don't feel like that was enough. Just pull it, hold it, turn. Go to the next petal, and just keep doing this. And we're going to do this all the way around. So just go ahead and grab the next petal. Try to get it at the very end there, so it'll get a good turn. Okay, and keep going. There you go. And then go to the next layer and just keep going. And then you'll be able to form these a little better. Oops, there we go. I had 2 petals there. You'll be able to form these a little better as once you're done. You can scrunch them up again and they look really good. I've actually ripped one and it still didn't matter. It still looked fine. You could take a little bit of ink if you want and ink the tops. I'm going to show you some examples of some that I did, and then you'll see. So I'm almost done with this flower. And then I'll show you how you do the center. So I'm coming up close to the center here, and you can see it's starting to open up. So there we go. So we got one more right here, and oops, see how it started to rip a little bit? That's okay, because it doesn't matter. It's not perfect. Anyway, so, okay, so now you get to the center, and what you want to do is you just want to pull that out, and then you want to go ahead and start to pull that out, and that's good. And now you just kind of scrunch it up again, and it's okay, because it really makes it look pretty. Okay, so you see? You just scrunched it up. It looks really pretty. Okay, so now you want to take a punch. This one is by Fiskars, and I punched it and put it on top of there, so I knew which one it was. I'm not sure the size of it. Let me check. Let's see if I can find my... Okay, so actually I'll get a clear one, because right now I'm looking for a... Okay, so the size of the star for these flowers, and this is a 1/2 inch flower, or 1 inch, and so, and this is almost 1 inch. So let's see here. Okay, let's see, the widest point is 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths. Okay, 7/8 is the size of this punch. Okay, so, and this was 1 inch, I believe, of these roses, or these flowers. I believe they were. Let me double check. Okay, can you see the size of that? About the same. Okay. So, okay, so we punched out the leaf. This is going to be the leaf, and we're going to just put it on there like that, and just lay it on the center, and then turn it over and adjust it to the center like that. And then you'll get a chance to fold the edges up. I would just wait until it's dry so it doesn't move too much on you. And that's it. That's how you make a paper rose out of a 5-petal flower. Okay, so let me show you what I did with the other ones. I picked up some, it's called Glimmer Mist. I'm sure you guys know, if you guys craft, about Glimmer Mist. So the color of this one is called Red Tulips. Or yeah, Red Tulips. Okay, so this one I sprayed flowers, and I made with the cardstock, with the white cardstock, and I made these. So they turned out really pretty. So I like that. And then I did just some, what is this? 3D scribbles glitter crystal on the edge of this, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but you might be able to pick up the light on it. It's on the edges of the flower. I don't know if my camera's picking this up. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, and then I did the Tim Holtz Distress Ink in walnut. Okay, and my little sponge. And I did the leaves on this. This was on yeah, I think this was on parchment. So it was a little too wet for this little flower, but it still turned out okay. Not bad. And I put a little pearl in the middle. Oops. And then I put a little pearl in the middle. So it didn't turn out too bad. And then here's one that my husband had a great idea. He told me to take different colored paper or inks and ink it from the darkest to the lightest. And that turned out nice. I like that. You could even do that with paper, like gradient paper. Okay, and then this is the top. I did a glimmer mist just on the top of this one. Let's see. And I think that's it. Yeah, so I did those. And then, of course, you guys know, I'm still working on these. And like I said, you could, even after they're done, and let's say you think it's too wide, you could still scrunch it up as much as you want. And it still works. So you can play with this a lot once it's dry for sure. So that's it for today. I hope you guys liked this little tutorial. It was fun. It was really a fun tutorial to do. It was fun. It's fun making these flowers. So I hope that this helps you guys out. And if you guys want to see more like this, let me know. And I'll bring you some more like this. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.